Hey guys, alright, today I've already put up a couple videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna make one quick one about MCT oil from coconut fat, and this is actually XCT oil because it's so extreme in its concentrations of the healthy fats from the coconut fat, including caprylic and capric acid. Those are triglycerides. They're fatty acids that are very efficiently burned by the mitochondria in the cells in your body. Okay, so what are mitochondria? You probably learned this in like 5th grade or so, and basically you learned how they're your powerhouses for your cells, and they convert sugars or fats into an electrical stream that can then power up the production of ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, and that's considered your energy molecule for the whole body. It makes all the machinery go. It's one of the main ways of storing energy in a chemical form. And there's lots of ways. I mean, technically all molecules store some type of energy or potential for powering a chemical reaction, okay? But yeah, this coconut fat, I mean, yeah, you can eat like actual fresh coconuts, but the beauty of this is it's so concentrated. I mean, this is 6 times more powerful than coconut oil straight out of the coconut husk. So the beauty of coconut fat is how efficiently it's burned by your metabolism. You know how when you eat sugars, you're going to get a sugar spike or a sugar rush, and then your insulin reacts to that and tries to send a signal to all your cells so that they start absorbing that sugar inside those cells. And so it's kind of almost an emergency response, because too much sugar, especially chronically in your bloodstream, is damaging to the arteries and the cells, because sugar is, not quite to this level of an analogy, but it's sort of like jet fuel. It's just highly combustible and a little dangerous to store a lot of it all in one place without a good plan for what to do with it. So that's why these fats are basically a more stable form of energy for your body to use. So that's why your body will store sugars as fat, because it's basically safer. So it burns more efficiently, so you're going to have all-day energy and fewer cravings for for sugars and donuts and coffees and just any kind of pick-me-up. You're going to have fewer cravings for it, and you're going to suffer less from those slumps in your energy in the afternoon and the evening. So yeah, I've used this several times. This is probably the 3rd bottle I've ordered, and it works really well. You can add it to your protein shake or your smoothie. You can even put it on like a white rice. If you're gonna have a side of white rice with your meal, just go ahead and put some MCT oil sprinkled on top of it, and it'll actually reduce the glycemic load of the rice. Because you'll be basically getting those fats along with the sugars, and you will absorb the sugar, at a more steady rate of speed. So you won't raise your insulin or your blood sugar level as much that way. So this is especially good for the brain, actually. So the brain just loves this stuff. It just sucks it up. And basically, if you want good cognitive performance, don't just gulp down slushies and sodas before you want your brain to be working properly, because you might get like 10 minutes of a sugar rush, and then you're honestly going to be starting to slow down, and you may not even realize it, but it's so studied, because your body just can't handle that sugar rush. So this is a very well-known fact. So the coconut oil, that's the way to go. You can also see benefits because it's just good for the skin. It's good for, the complexion of your face, and it's even good for your dental health. And also, these oils, they help replace the fats that surround each cell, the cell membrane. So the cell membrane is like a miniature skin for each of your cells. Like the holistic organism of your body, how you have skin surrounding the entire body, each cell has a membrane which surrounds the cell, and that protects it from foreign invaders and, viruses and such. So, those obviously need to be in a healthy condition in order for you to be able to be at your optimal level of health. So go ahead and like the video if you liked it, or leave a comment if you hated it and you think I should do something differently. I'll leave a couple links below the video letting you know where you can find the XCT oil and where you can find other products that I support. And just to let you know a little bit of my background, I've been an independent researcher into optimal biological fitness and the pathways behind that for about 3.5 to 4 years now, and just been totally interested in looking at the multiple angles, the multiple different pathways metabolically that feed into the metabolism of each organ, and how all these interrelate with different diseases that can happen, and how we can use the unique molecules found in different foods and supplements in order to be healthy and then go beyond average health into our optimal human performance. One of the things you have to realize is that the average person you see on the streets is almost similar to, a wild an animal which you would find in a zoo. They're really not their wild selves, you know what I mean? So if you want to figure out how a human being can be at their healthiest level, you need to educate yourself about what that looks like, on a holistic level. Like, what does an ultimate human being feed themselves? How is their lifestyle going to look? So we've become distant in a lot of ways from our natural habitats. So that's one of the things that I've focused on as well, is figuring out what is the natural, what's the natural habitat for the human being, and then how do you understand the biological system of the body in order to optimize it and become actually what some people would consider superhuman. And that's what's funny, is because we consider some of these athletes or super genius people to be almost superhuman because we don't see the average person unlocking their full potential as a human being. Okay, so if you're interested in living your full potential, start researching the biological pathways and anti-aging nutrients. Start researching basically life extension, nootropics, and figure out how you can be your optimal self. Good luck, and thanks for watching.